Welcome back to DXB Today, where we are talking about empowering Emiratis. And our next guest is passionate about fostering openness, growth, and cultural understanding among Emiratis. Please join us in welcoming the Vice Chairman of the Deloitte Youth Council, Abdulla AlKhateri, is here. Abdullah, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. And as you said, you are passionate about these things.
Definitely.
Can you tell us why you're so passionate about this topic?
Yeah, it's very simple. I look at my leadership and what they've done for us in the UAE, and you want to give back. A great way to give back is working in the private sector, and you get to work into extremely cool projects, for example, in Deloitte. It's a lot of hard work, but it's also fulfilling. So that's where the passion stems. I look up to my leadership and I just want to give back. Yeah.
Amazing.
I mean, for anyone that doesn't know what the Deloitte Youth Council is, can you please tell us more about it and also about the programs that you offer?
Yeah, definitely. So the Deloitte Youth Council is linked to the Federal Youth Authority.
Yes.
It's an initiative to bring in Emirati nationals to take in some sort of an impact and a leadership role within the entity.
Mm-hmm.
And we integrate young Emiratis that are coming into the firm. We welcome them. Okay. We make sure that they're on the right path, whilst we work with individuals externally where we take out our culture to people who do not know much about our culture, talk about opportunities that we can tackle as Emiratis and more. When it comes to programs in Deloitte, we have Qiyadat, which means leadership in Arabic. Qiyadat is there to foster a foundation for GCC nationals and Emiratis who are seeking to have a leadership role. So the aim is to get that foundation built up for them to get to that level in the future, inshallah.
Yeah.
Another program that we have in Deloitte is the Mustaqbali program.
Yes.
Mustaqbali gives you the opportunity to study certifications. For example, the ACCA, it allows you to study the ACCA while you're working within the entity. You also have Tadarrab, where you can do an internship in the firm. It doesn't matter at what stage. It can be maybe you're doing it in summer. It can be done in winter. So it gives a bit of a flexibility. And the last program that I'd like to highlight is the Bright Start.
Yeah.
The Bright Start is for individuals that are in universities and they're seeking to have a job, specifically in a Big Four firm like Deloitte, and get exposure while getting paid.
That's amazing. That's so good.
Abdullah, I'm so proud to have someone from Deloitte represented by a UAE national. And I want to know, how is the environment at Deloitte? How welcoming is it for UAE nationals? What has been your feedback listening in from the employees at Deloitte, the non-nationals, and the UAE Emiratis during your since joining?
Definitely. That's a great question, actually. So when it comes to welcoming and working in a firm such as Deloitte, and I would say in the private sector, it's quite common to have this openness between leadership. For example, I have the opportunity to speak with some senior partners to get perspective and sharing my perspective. As an Emirati professional, I feel that that's empowering. And to have these actual ideas be implemented within the firm. Secondly, it's in a firm as similar to Deloitte, you're expected to get to work on the spot. And it's extremely, I wouldn't only say empowering, it's a great feeling to go into the firm and then you have your manager looking at a young Emirati professional saying, you're going to lead the call today. You're going to be the one that's going to take the lead. They don't just say it, they take action upon it. And I'm not going to shy away, the flexibility is great. In a firm similar to Deloitte,
Yeah.
you get to work in the office, you get to work at home, but you do a lot of hours, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
But it's very open. They're very open with bringing in Emiratis. They're very keen, and I can see it myself.
Could you tell us a little bit more about the Najahi mentoring program?
Yes, definitely. This is usually for high caliber Emirati talent within Deloitte, where they would be mentored by a skilled Deloitte executive to reach the leadership goals that they are aspiring to be. For example, let's say I'm aspiring to be a senior partner tomorrow. I would be linked with that, with a director or an exco level manager that will be leading me and giving me the right advice, giving me a set of tools that I can use in Najahi.
That's excellent. And the fact that Deloitte has a youth council to begin with,
Yes.
what lessons do you think other smaller companies can be learning from Deloitte?
Definitely.
especially when it comes to Emiratis joining?
Yeah, definitely start a council from the beginning. I'm very passionate about that. In my old firm as well, I was part of a council. I think it gives the Emiratis an opportunity to feel in a sense of community.
Yeah.
So when you have the council, they can talk to you about the positives and the opportunities of change. So having that gives smaller firms the opportunity to bring in the Emiratis. And from what I've learned, at least in Deloitte, trust the talent that you have. When you trust them, they're going to push forward and you'll get the results that you're seeking.
I wanted to ask you, how do you work with the UAE Federal Youth Council as well? What are some of the things that you guys collaborate on?
Yes, definitely. So there was an event, I believe, in summer that Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid had where there was several youth councils members invited to join. So we had some of our members joining, which was great. They were first able to not only network, they were able to learn more about the private sector. This is a bit of a simple example of how you can work with the Federal Youth Authority. Yeah. Another example is that, let's say that you have an event that you would like to start, or you have an initiative to start. The first point of contact would be the Federal Youth Authority. They'll be there to support you. Okay. They will give their perspective as well. So yeah, there's a lot of opportunity for collaboration.
That's great. There's great collaborations over there as well.
Yeah.
Abdulla, thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing about these wonderful programs that have been put in place to promote and empower the youth of the UAE. Please stick around with us. We have lots more to speak to you guys, but for now, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now, our spotlight today is on surfing, but not the competitive type, more about the healing side of surfing. This is Sure Thing Surf Therapy.